what we're striving for.
Just a week into it, Coach, has there been any of the newcomers or a redshirt freshman or somebody who's kind of jumped up at you?
Well, I'll say this, because we're what we're calling two-spot. We got a drill going on over here with the 1s and 3s, and we got a drill over there with the 2s and 4s. And so where before, we might just be working 1s and 2s on one field and then throw the 3s in there every so often, and some guys never get a rep. Well, now everybody's getting a rep. Everybody's getting an opportunity to get some film on them, where coaches can, you know, a coach may be here and not there, but when we look at the film, we'll see all the film. And so everybody's going to get a chance to be looked at. So these young guys are getting a lot of opportunities, and I mean, there's just so many. And yes, that's a pretty broad question. There's like 19 new guys out there, maybe 20. But they're all getting a lot of reps. They're all getting evaluated, and when we get closer to Clemson, we'll have a better feel who's going to be ready.
The two-spotting, is that something you continue to do, or do you hold that off when you get to scouts?
Once we get into the season and scout work, we won't do that. Basically, we'll have an offensive field working against scouts, defensive field working against scouts, and that'll be it.
Coach, during SEC Media Days, you talked about how Hudson Mason should be ready for his new role because he's been preparing for it.
Right.
Now that you guys are out there, how do you think he's been embracing that?
Oh, he's doing very well. He understands the system very well. I mean, there's no babysitting going on. When the plays are being run, Coach Bowe doesn't have to direct him. Like, you might have a young QB and have to help him out, knowing some of the things that guy has to point out at the line of scrimmage to get everybody to know their right assignments, things like that. And, you know, Hudson knows all that. Hudson understands his reads, his progressions, his protections. You know, the run game, his responsibility in that area. He knows exactly, you know, I was talking about different levels of learning. He's certainly in the phase of trying to perfect what he does. He knows what to do. He knows how to do it. If he makes a mistake, he can come right back and self-coach, meaning he can come back and tell you exactly what he did wrong. And so it's just a matter of him perfecting it. But he's doing a good job of leading, and he's practicing with a good purpose.
Coach, I don't want to waste your time too much with injury reports, but, you know, not getting any daily now, there's a lot of guys who are just not sure about what's going on. Can you fill us in on a few of them? In particular, obviously, Ramik Wilson is a prominent player that's not been able to go here lately. And
he's not practicing.
Notice that.
But he'll be okay.
He'll be fine to play.
Oh, yeah.
In the first game this year?
I would think so, yeah.
Okay, so it is injury, not something else.
Yeah.
You guys aren't going to be kind of disclosing what?
No, we're done doing that.
Why is that?
Because we don't want to tell the whole world what's going on.
You know, leadership-wise, what you get from Michael Bennett and Chris Conley. Just kind of curious what kind of springs they have if they continue. You know.
Spring or this fall camp or?
Well, I mean, you know, coming in from spring and also what you look for.
And again, you're saying Michael Bennett and
Conley. Well, you know, with Mitchell being hurt and Scott Wesley.
Yeah, you know, we have a good many receivers that have been around a while. They know what to do. We have good leadership in that bunch, but we have good teammates too. We have guys that already know what to do, already know how to do it, and are striving to perfect their trade as well. We've got, you know, three. There's two or three. I know you got Shekenneth and Isaiah. There may be another one. My brain's, I don't have it all in front of me, but you know, those brand new guys, they're the ones that need help from the older guys, and it's not just those three. Any one of the other receivers can help them. You know, they're all kind of in a leadership role, helping the young guys. But you know, when you're a veteran, you've been around, you really do know it. You kind of wish the season would hurry up and come, but there is still a lot of preparation that has to be made, and everybody's just honing their skills. Everybody continuing to work as a unit. You know, getting with that #1 QB. getting the precision. We are not hitting on all cylinders out there. We're not throwing and catching with total precision. You'll see flashes of it being done exactly right, but then you'll see, a ball go stray or a route go just not right. I mean, we're still not totally in sync, and even with the veteran players. So that's their challenge, is to get it to where we're like a machine when we get to Clemson.
And Davis and Tibbs and Langley, how's Langley converting over?
Yeah, Langley was the other one that's changing over. I talked with him just a little bit today in practice, told him to be patient, told him to trust Coach Ball and to take his coaching and know that it's a process, know that you can't just all of a sudden pop up and know everything and know exactly how to do it and have it perfected. It can't happen that fast. Everybody's human. And so I'm encouraging him that he's gonna be a really good receiver one day, and maybe sooner than later, but he's just gotta be willing to pay the price to get there.
How many looks have y'all given Isaiah McKenzie yet?
Receiver, return punts?
Return punts.
When we work those drills, he's one of the prominent guys. We've got a few guys, him and Swan and Conley. There's at least another one I can't think of right now.
He's been showing those same type of skills he did when he was in high school.
Yeah, he's very elusive guy, very quick, sudden, what you like in a return man. But like I told him and the rest of them, I'm going to base the decision on who that guy is on how well he feels the ball and how well he protects the ball. If you don't feel the ball and don't protect it, doesn't matter how good you can run. And that punt return especially is so much different in college than in high school. They'll punt it out there, you'll catch it with space in high school. College, it's way up there, it's hanging. You're sitting there, wait. Here they come, they're right on top of you. 95,000 people, millions of people watching on TV. It's just a whole different deal. And that's the thing, you concern yourself with a true freshman. But, and that's why I'm telling him, every rep I'm watching. There is no practice. There is no, I'll do a game day mentality. It's, I'm going to do it in practice to prove to coach I can do it. And that's not just him, that's anybody back in that spot.
I just met Aaron Davis the other day. Is he one of those guys, from what you've seen, that can fall in that legacy of preferred walk-ons who ends up, and it's contributing pretty significant
I think
role?
he will contribute. Coach Pruitt from the very beginning liked a lot of things about him, his intelligence, his work ethic, his athleticism, just being coachable, teachable. I mean, when you're in there coaching guys and then you're in the meeting and you're saying this is how we're going to do it, and you start drilling it, and half of them get it and the other half don't, but one guy every day is just on point, he's on point. You're like, I can trust that guy, because it's about ability and dependability as well. So he's definitely going to help us.
Mark, do you ever take for granted the stability that Andrews gives you at center?
Well, we've been very, very blessed at center with Ben, having all the years that he had, and now David. We don't. We know David is very, very valuable because, I say valuable, all of our guys are valuable. We love them all, but his ability to just get everybody lined up, get everybody on the right blocking schemes, even help the quarterback at times that sometimes there's a gray area, is it this, is it that? And, between him and Hudson, finding out, declaring who the certain linebacker should be declared as the Mike, and then every other blocking scheme across the line gets changed at the line of scrimmage just within the seconds. And he's there, not only know what he's doing, but he's helping down the line to help everybody. We're in a battle really to find a number 2 center now. Who's the number 2 center? And Cardio's getting some reps, and Long's getting reps, and we've had Isaiah get some reps. Welch has gotten some reps. So we've got to find another guy that can function if something will happen to David.
Has Isaiah Wynn been impressive so far?
Isaiah has. Isaiah fundamentally has got a lot of good stuff, and he's a smart and conscientious kid. So, he's got a chance right now. But what happens is, as you go through camp, somewhere along the way, those rookies, they hit a wall, you know, and we just gotta see if he's mature enough to push through that time of the year, you know, that time of camp.
I know it's early, but if Malcolm can't go against Clemson, you know you have Conley and Bennett. Anybody else feel pretty good or is emerging to get some key playing time at receiver?
Well, I mean, guys that I think know what they're doing. Rump and Tibbs. Tibbs is coming along. Erdman's coming along, quite frankly. He's a high-energy guy that, you know, he's a guy that in the past we were a little concerned about him knowing what to do all the time, you know. And he's making a lot of progress in that area. I wish I had my depth chart in front of me because I've got Reggie Brown is, Reggie Brown, Reggie Davis. Everything, yeah. And you know, Shekineth and those young guys, I think will be able to get in there and spell a little bit, you know.
What about Kenneth Towns?
There's another one. Kenneth's at the point in his career where he can absolutely help us. He's about kind of where Erdman, kind of the same mold of, you know, a guy that's been a walk-on and getting a little opportunity here and there, been in the program 2-3 years now, and he's in great condition. He knows what to do. He's got some toughness about him. He's about 6'3". He's good. He's a bigger kid than you think, but he's a good one too.
Bro, can you talk tempo? It just looks like you guys are moving a little bit faster out there.
Yeah, it's good. It's good tempo. I think we're organized. You know, that's part of my job to make sure we're all organized. But when everybody knows where they're supposed to go, knows what's expected when you get there, and coaches are pushing and having an expectation of everybody going at a certain tempo in practice. And you know, you create that culture during camp. You try to create it, obviously, in the spring, and you want it to be just a constant. But sometimes you got to reestablish that year after year to make sure they know you're serious. You know, because I think young men will hear what you say, and then they'll sometimes they'll be like, is he really serious or not? Does he really want me to go this fast or not? And they'll test it a little bit. When they find out, you know, that we're serious about what we're asking them to do, you know, then they'll do it. And they're busting their tail for us, and I'm proud of them so far.
Speaking of Davis and Erdman and Towns and those guys, are you in position this year to have some battlefield scholarships rewarded toward the end of camp?
You know what? There's always some of that. I used to make that public. I'm not going to make that public. I used to use it as a big celebration, but then what happens is the guys that get them are really excited. And then there's some guys that probably deserve them as well, but there's only so many, and it's like the saddest day of that guy. So I used to enjoy the celebration of it, but then I began to realize there's some guys that it's tough. It's one thing for not to get it. It's another thing when the whole team kind of knows it. So I'm kind of doing it more privately.
Got time for one more?
Mark, as far as Tramel Terry goes, you all right with the progress he's made at safety? Has there been any thought of moving him back to wide receiver or something?
Not right now. Not right now. We're not thinking about moving him back. He's kind of like where Langley is. Same conversation, you know. You're coming along. You're getting better. You got to be patient. You got to understand it doesn't happen overnight. And I think he's beginning to move, you know, even better than he did a year ago with coming off that ACL. Usually it's a year after the ACL that you really get a lot of confidence. I remember when we had Boss Bailey. My first year with Boss, I didn't know what he was before, and he was practicing and he was doing okay, but he had an ACL the year before. Then his second year, my second year here, which was his senior year, he was very, very confident in that thing, a different athlete.
Thank you.